Welcome back. Today we will be starting the Grand Battle of Fredericksburg. It's going to be a long one. So as can be seen here, we are bringing, we'll call this 2.5 corps. I've done this battle before with only 2 full corps, so I'm not particularly concerned, even though you get the option of bringing up to 3 mandatory corps and then I think 2 more corps full of reinforcements. But the way we've been playing so far, we don't need it. Plus, I was having problems finding enough veteran troops the way I like to play to fill out even a half corps over here. So we'll just make do. The second corps is actually full up, or basically full up, 23 brigades. I'm expecting the bug where it says you get 24, but it actually counts the general and the ammo cart, so you only get 23. So I've only put 23 here. Here I've gone with 20 because this corps is getting deployed to the south side where they're going to get reinforced by these guys. So if you take a quick look, 4 divisions plus some infantry plus a whole bunch of artillery and some skirmishers to get behind, and then instead I've put the cavalry and some more artillery, and then some more divisions into the reinforcing corps. Career-wise, I'm going to point into medicine, and if we look at our victory from Perryville, so we inflicted about 8,000 or so, 8,500 casualties. And they get 3,500, but they also get a little more armory, which is unfortunate. That is starting to get up there. Then again, we're about halfway through the campaign, so, you know, oh well. Here we go, Fredericksburg. The government presses us to cross the Rappahannock River and march upon Richmond. The town of Fredericksburg offers a suitable ground to prepare for the crossing because the rail lines can keep our army well supplied. Bureaucratic procedures delayed the arrival of the necessary pontoon bridges, giving Lee precious time to reinforce the area and begin fortifying his positions. While our engineers try to build the bridges, they are being continuously harassed by Confederate sharpshooters, delaying us even more. On December 11, 1862, our army is finally able to cross the Rappahannock. On the other side, the whole Confederate Army of Northern Virginia awaits entrenched, occupying the heights south of the town. So they said, First Corps here. Second Corps, because they are not going to get reinforcements for much of the battle up here, so they need to be full. Third Corps is actually basically right across the river and starts with the attack, so that's not a concern. Historically, Fredericksburg is kind of interesting because, as indicated here, the pontoon bridges were very late, which, as we'll see, the fortifications start becoming very worrisome in this battle. And on top of that, there's a very heroic effort by the small Confederate grouping in the town. They actually break up into effectively urban warfare, and they are able to delay the Union crossing for quite some time. In addition, on this side, where the main attack is supposed to take place, the fallen attack actually gets delayed as well by basically a very small heroic artillery brigade. I'm not even sure it's a brigade. It could have been, I think it was only 1 gun, 2 guns. I don't remember exactly. But they just get shelled and they get delayed for like an hour or two by like basically a couple guys. It's kind of ridiculous. This battle was a mess for the Union historically. The main attack manages to get some degree of penetration all the way up to about here, I think, somewhere around here. But it's very scattered, and they don't have enough support on the attack, so Confederate reinforcements come in, shove them all the way back, and they're forced to retreat. This secondary attack is intended only to be a diversion to prevent these divisions from just shifting down to assist and reinforce with this attack. The problem is that they're getting bad intel, and this is bad ground to attack to try and do any real assault with. So they were doing what were supposed to be diversionary attacks, but effectively marching up to a stone wall and getting absolutely murdered. The casualty rates up here are horrendous because they're attacking basically a fortified stone wall, head up with no cover. you don't need to be a genius to figure out how that'll turn out. So we're going to try and avoid that. This is actually probably, I would call it the turning point of the campaign, actually both here in game, in terms of the kind of fortifications that you will start seeing, where now you really need to take, you really need to respect fortifications and how you approach them. Whereas in the past, I've talked about how fortifications are kind of a trap, just because they're actually not very good. Here, they start becoming pretty good, so you want to use them. The Army of the Potomac is preparing to cross the Rappahannock River at Fredericksburg. The Confederates have destroyed all the bridges, but our engineers are currently constructing pontoon bridges. The rebels are delaying our engineers with their snipers, but our men are progressing and will soon complete 2 bridges at this section. A few hundred meters away, we are constructing another bridge. The 3 bridges are being built to the east to allow control of the southern part of town. We will execute the main attack from this side, advance and destroy the rebel right flank. Prospect Hill is heavily defended by the Confederates, but if we secure it, we will ensure a decisive victory. This hill overlooks the rail line supplying the Confederate Army and offers a fast means of transport to Richmond. Fast means of transport. The center of the Confederate forces is located on this hill, securing Telegraph Road. The ground is heavily fortified and harsh. An attack here is not advised. Let's see these fortifications. Mary's Heights controls the Confederates' left flank and has heavily entrenched positions. We should attack Mary's Heights to distract their forces while we overwhelm their right flank. No, don't do this. This is a mistake. Don't listen to that guy. Confederate snipers are harassing our engineers who are trying to finish the construction of the pontoon bridges. Force the Confederates to withdraw from the town so the engineers can complete the bridges and our whole army can start crossing the river tomorrow. Okay, so this is actually interesting. On the Confederate side, they get a lot of forces. The Confederate side only gets 2 skirmishers, 2 or 3 skirmishers, and 1 infantry brigade. But that is actually enough to hold out the town for basically the entire timer. Because if you're smart on the Confederate side, you set up like here and here, and as they cross the bridge, where they're very vulnerable, they pretty much automatically get flanked because they stop and shoot on the bridge, which is already dumb. But then they either face this guy and they get flanked from here, or they face this guy and they get flanked from here. Same thing here. 1 infantry brigade can just bottle up this entire thing until the artillery come to start dislodging it. At any rate, there is no need to be fancy here. Just run. Detach some skirmishers, send them in first, and then otherwise just run and push them out. Because unlike the AI, you're not stupid. You will not stop and fight on the bridges. Just run across the bridges. They'll force them out of the cover, and everything will be fine. So this is 2nd Corps. Where is... There's the division, and 1 more. Yeah. In fact, that should be good. Going to detach. Send them straight in. Detach. Send them straight in. Send them in behind, combine with him. We're going to want the skirmishers to go first, and they're just going to catch the bolts. So they're gonna rout, which is fine. What you're doing is just walking forward to force the skirmishers out. Basically keep walking forward. Okay. It's fine, we don't care about being reflanked from them. Working forward to go ahead and crush those guys out. Keep pushing forward here, and there we go. So we'll go ahead and call it there after that first phase. Thanks for watching.